The Pacific provided the most compelling naval news of the first 7 months of the war. In the Coral Sea, Japanese and American forces clashed in the world's first carrier battle. The battle helped frustrate Japanese plans to invade Australia, but it ended as something of a draw. Both sides suffered painful losses. But the Battle of the Coral Sea did not deter Japan's naval leadership. In an effort to rid themselves of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, the Japanese command sent a naval force toward the island of Midway, about 1,000 miles from Hawaii. There, between June 3rd and June 6th, it met the American fleet in one of the greatest battles of the war.
Filmed under fire, these are the first pictures of America's great naval victory in the Pacific. Army, Navy, and Marine planes, cooperating with the fleet, surprise a Jap invasion force sent to capture strategic Midway Island, stepping stone to Hawaii and the North American continent. U.S. planes roaring to the attack amid a rain of anti-aircraft fire. Below, a blazing enemy cruiser fatally hit, maneuvering to get away. Dazed by the unexpected sea and air assault, the Japs seek desperately to escape. The toll, 18 Japanese ships, cruisers, carriers, and destroyers, crippled like this or sent to the bottom. A blow more than equal to the defeat Japan suffered in the Battle of the Coral Sea. Now putting to sea with a U.S. Navy cameraman, we see a new chapter just released of the great American naval victory at Midway, the attack on the carrier Yorktown. Filmed under fire, the battle that cost the Japs 10 warships, 4 carriers, and nearly 300 planes. Damaged by direct hits, the gallant Yorktown steams on. Her flight deck ablaze, the crew calmly fights the flames as gunners keep up their withering barrage of anti-aircraft fire. Tracer bullets weaving a pattern of hell in the sky. Here comes a Jap torpedo plane. Watch the gunners get him. Midway, greatest sea and air victory in U.S. history. Back in port, Admiral Nimitz, who directed the action, bestows medals for deeds of valor. They fought the strangest naval battle in history, a battle in which the ships were hundreds of miles apart. The stories told by these hero pilots may rewrite all textbooks on naval warfare. They proved again and again that warplanes can blast battleships and transports. In one epic engagement, these men upset the balance of power in the Pacific. The lesson is learned. Today, American plants speed production of more and more giant bombers. For bombers like these played a devastating role not only in winning the battles of Midway and the Coral Sea, but they're carrying their messages home to the Nazis. Operating day and night on a 24-hour mass production schedule. America giving wings to the greatest armada of fighting ships the world has ever known. And here are more men ready to fly them. Midshipmen saluting the color girl as families of naval cadets come to see their sons made officers of the fleet and the Fleet Air Arm. Today they march in their final review, the cream of America's young manhood, their lives dedicated to uphold the tradition of the Navy. Inside the historic hall of the old academy, they receive their wartime commissions a year early, for ships and planes are waiting. New fighting men ready to man America's all-ocean Navy.
The Battle of Midway was a decisive victory for the United States, significantly shifting the balance of naval power in the Pacific. The first fruits of the victory were to come before the end of the year at a place called Guadalcanal.